Hey fellas, how you doing?
What's up, dude? I love your mustache.
How are you?
Thanks, and thank you, Jacob. You're right; it is a good mustache. It's so nice to meet you all. I just watched the entire season. It's extremely good. Well done, well done.
Oh, thanks,
Thank you so
man.
much.
What if you just came out of left field and you were like, honestly, it's the worst season yet?
Yeah. It's contentious, but I was like crying profusely at the end. So it stuck the landing. It was just awesome. So
Nice.
yeah,
Thank
well
you so
done.
much. Man.
You guys have a real bromance vibe going on. I'm going to be honest, even though you're in separate locations. I mean, what is it like becoming friends on set? I mean, is that a kind of organic thing? Is it because you play friends that you kind of that evolved, or do you all
Yeah,
secretly hate each other and I'm misreading this?
It's a throuple.
We hate each other.
Yeah, it's
We became pretty fast friends. I remember the show had already been filming in season one, but I remember when Gianni and I came in, we had like 3 days where we were filming in those cafeteria scenes, and I just remember like figuring out a good place to hide our snacks under the table while we were filming, and we did become really fast friends, and now like we play video games together. Me and Xolo live together when we're filming out here in Atlanta, and Gianni's over all the time. But yeah, it's honestly super fun. This is like one of the first things I've done where we've become really good friends, and we've like stayed tight, and we hang out in LA all the time.
I very distinctly remember in that cafeteria scene, you kept like stealing the prop yoo-hoos and like drinking them. Like you would steal them off of like other people's trays and just keep swapping them. I was like, well, this man's an animal. That was my first introduction to you.
yeah.
I would take the full yoo-hoos on like background people trays,
Yes.
and I would swap it for my empty one, and I just kept
Yes.
doing that.
They turn
You can't
around
see
and the
the
next
inside.
thing
The people working continuity are like, please, Jacob, please stop it. He's only here for 3 days, but he's making my life a miserable mess.
That's a little
That's so great.
acting hack for you if you ever get thirsty on the job.
I thought most TV shows and films used empty cups. You know, when you're watching like a CSI and they're just walking around with hot cups and there's clearly nothing in them. So it's 'cause you're
Those
drinking
guys
from them.
are serial cup
Sometimes.
users, though. Like they're always holding a cup in like SVU and stuff like that. Whereas in our show, it's like we're at lunch. And so
Yeah.
those
we
guys have
rarely hold
mastered. If they
cups.
had to refill cups with coffee and like make sure that the steam was coming out, those shows would never get. They wouldn't be able to crank through a week, like an
Yeah.
episode a week.
Well, your cups are being kicked out of your hands anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Ralph had a
totally-
cup one
Right.
We
time.
don't have time.
I gotta ask. So Ralph and William, I just talked to them, and they seem to get along
Oh, I'm sorry.
really well. Which was no, they were great, and it was mind blowing. But I didn't expect them to like each other quite as much. I'm curious because obviously, you know, they've been around the traps. They did the movies. Did they slip into like mentor teacher roles for you guys at any point? Did they help kind of guide you? And if so, were they anything like their on-screen characters, or were they both fairly chill the whole time?
I think that even though I don't plan on having kids anytime soon, they both are so like, I think the way that they've raised their kids has been super cool. Like the relationship, when you see like Ralph with his son and daughter, and then Billy with his kids, like you're reminded that like, oh my gosh, these they're crazy good parents. And I think that that's kind of cool. And maybe one day, if I get some little tots of my own, I'll teach them a thing or two from Uncle Lawrence and Uncle LaRusso.
I'm never
Something
leaving
like
my
this.
future kids with you ever.
Yeah. Don't
No,
appreciate this.
I definitely think they're decently like. Billy isn't like Johnny too much. He's way sweeter than Johnny is, I would say. But he's definitely more like hardcore in that sense. But they definitely are similar. I'd say Ralph and Daniel definitely have some similarities. They're just both super best boy.
Now I'm imagining the three of you living 20 years from now, like 3 Men and a Baby style, just in LA. Just
Right,
with-
exactly.
Yeah. That's a show in and of itself. I got to ask, just in closing, regarding karate, did you fellas train for the first time when you got the role, or were you kind of growing up with the sport? Is this your first time doing karate?
Probably pretty much. I did a little bit of karate for like 2 to 3 years when I was like 7 to 10 in a strip mall. So this was kind of like the first time I'd done karate, you know? I didn't remember anything, basically.
Yeah, I've never really done karate. I did taekwondo. I think I got to like a yellow belt. I was 8 or so that didn't pan out. And more recently, I do like Krav Maga and stuff like that, which it can help bringing it to Cobra Kai because we do a lot of similar fighting styles, a lot of similar kicks and stuff. But yeah, I would say because of Cobra Kai, I've definitely learned a lot more. I feel like now I can do a tornado kick, which didn't even know I wanted to do one, but now that I can, I do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, kind of similar to Jacob, I did 2 or 3 years of Shotokan karate when I lived in Vegas. But, something that is kind of cool about our show is that we, obviously we train karate, but we also have the opportunity, like our stunt coordinators and the stunt team has given us this opportunity to really practice things like jujitsu and have like professional people from the jujitsu or the wrestling world come in and teach us for a few days, or, boxers come in and be like, all right, let's run a couple weeks of boxing. And I think that's been like these past few seasons, like some of the coolest parts of getting to work on a show where you're learning martial arts and you're learning how to do stunts and meeting stunt people and learning how to fall, learning how to, do a fun spinning kick. And like all of those things are really unique experiences that I don't think I even imagined. Like it didn't seem fathomable at the beginning of this, like that I would be able to do like 90%, or all of us would be able to do like 95% of all of our stunts. It's like that part is really surreal.
Well, it'll make the 3 Minute a Baby show a lot more interesting when the
Exactly.
exploding watermelons everywhere. Well, look, thank you so much for chatting, guys. It's been a real treat, and the season is amazing, and you're all just so wonderful. So yeah, well done. I'll see you next season.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much.